You're live.
Another favorite. I got this sweater set. These are the pants. This is the sweater. I absolutely love it.
We live?
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it.
Love it.
It's got the little turtleneck on it. With
This
a
is
little detail on the sleeves.
This is Donnie's girlfriend here selling stuff on here.
And the
Yeah.
detail
Shout
on the
out.
sleeves. Y'all, this is so soft. So
Everybody, we're live at the Iron Blackbird shop today.
I say it on every video.
Val's over here TikToking.
I'm a true large and I order extra large because I like my stuff oversized. This outfit, this whole outfit.
Anyway, check in with us on live. I'll check the chat from now every now and then, but we're just running some live video from the shop today, testing out the live system that we're running and seeing how that comes out. Of course, it's a little cold here today, so we got the heater running. Of course, I'm running studio mics in here, so I'm sure you're going to hear that heater the whole time we're in here. But I'm trying to get gasket put on this soft tail over here. Val's taking the pan off the 131 project because we've got to get that off and get that cleaned out before we even start putting the motor back in. And y'all message us in the live section there if you're watching. Let me know you're in there. I'll check it from time to time. So let us know how the audio is doing as well. Like I said, we just started doing this live stuff and just started getting set up to do the live stuff. So anyway, we're gonna get to work today. Eventually. This gasket on this soft tail, I don't think's ever been out of it, because I'm having a hell of a time getting it off. It sure didn't want to come off in one piece, and it's stuck to it. When we did this, when we took this apart, couldn't get the outer cover off because this gasket was stuck so bad. And I don't know what they put on this gasket other than the fact that it's quite possibly just been on there for 20 years and it don't want to come off. I had to spray, we did a little trick and we use coil, penetrating oil. It doesn't have to be coil, I don't guess, any kind of penetrating oil. We had to spray around the gasket before we got the cover off, just to get the cover off. But it come right off after we sprayed that on, but this gasket sure doesn't want to come off this thing. I'll probably be here most of the damn day trying to get this gasket off. And I tried a gasket scraper, but the gasket's too stuck on there and too old to even use that. What was the story on this bike again? Well, he took off Sturgis and made it as far as Kansas City and started hearing a loud kick. And he took the Harley shop over there. And they tried 2 or 3 things on it. You could obviously hear it was a broken valve spring. I don't know why Harley didn't catch that right there, but it's a good thing they didn't. Because I would imagine they probably would have just replaced the valve spring, put it back together, and he took off the Sturgis. And this thing was full of metal shavings. And we don't know where the metal shavings come from. They were in the oil filter or in the oil pump, on top of the lifters, up in the rocker boxes, everywhere. I have no idea where they come from. I tore this motor down all the way to the crank bearings, split the cases, and we still don't have any, we didn't find any evidence of anything failing anywhere, so it's still it's still a kind of a what the hell happened kind of thing, and we've we checked everywhere for it. But anyway, it had a SNS 124 kit in it, and he decided as long as he had to spend all that money again, he was just going to spend it on a 131. So we ordered some Strucker flywheels and all new camshaft stuff and gear drive from SNS, and we're putting it all back together now. Hey, if you're in the chat, just say hi up there in the chat, and I'll check from time to time. If I can get these other projects out of the way today, we'll be working on the shovel head. I went and picked up a transmission yesterday, so we'll be pulling that shovel transmission apart and going through it. And hopefully it's all good. Probably have to order some gaskets and some other things for it. Probably seals. May as well do all that before we put it in. We've located another shovel motor, another transmission as well for a project from my old brother here, probably. We both had shovels in the past. We, of course, sold them and got new bikes back years ago, and probably should have kept them.
We kind of missed them after a while.
Man, this gasket is a real pain. It's hard as a rock, and it does not want to come off here. And I hate doing this with a razor blade, because you run the risk of gouging the surface there, but at some point you don't have a choice in the matter. Gasket scraper wouldn't even touch it. This old gasket's so hard. This may have been the stock gasket that came in this bike from the factory.
Those ones in black like a Harley gasket, was it?
It did look like a Harley gasket. We had to put a belt in this thing. Dry belt. That's the reason it was all apart in the first place. I probably should have scraped this gasket before I put it all back together. I'm gonna have to blow this all out once we get it sprayed.
Sure to drain this oil?
Yeah, but I don't know how much is still in there, but we drained it. We'll probably have to move that strap to get to those front ones. What?
The man that fell off the truck.
Yeah, it's been off that tray. There's more trays over there if you need it. Grab here. All those parts off that pan, drop them in that bag because I got everything bagged and categorized on that. Now I set my razor blade down, can't find it. That's typical. There it is. I don't think I've ever had to fight a gasket like this on these.
Back in the heat down now.
Yeah. Doing this with a razor blade, it'll be wonderful if I don't cut my finger off. Almost the same size so far on that pan. You start finding the longer ones, let's make a note where they are. And when I go to put that back together. Pretty good. Yeah, it's starting to get that gasket going.
How long you think taking this transmission fluid out?
What?
How long you taking this fluid out? Is it take the wheel and everything off?
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't dealing with that. I got enough work to do on that thing.
That's a fucked up design right there.
Swing arm and everything.
Yeah. Let's not make it easy on the wrong people. Let's complicate things. Let's not separate shit.
Well, how are they gonna get all their hours out of their labor if they make it too easy? Thank you, Harley.
what they say? He's not used to working on Japanese motorcycles now.
You up?
Was it Harley that said that? You guys aren't used to working on Japanese motorcycles?
I don't know.
Somebody said that a while back. I was thinking it was, I don't know if I know a dealer like this bitching about it.
Man, I ain't never gonna get this gasket off here. Jesus Christ. Little bit at a time. I had one of them old-fashioned razor blade things. You can throw a razor blade in and use it as a scraper, but
I got about 15 of them at home.
yeah, I ain't seen one in a long time. I think I got it at Walmart. I'll probably pick one up next time I'm out.
Grease all in the top of the shirt. Shut it off?
Yeah, it just takes forever to shut off.
Why don't you just turn it down?
Because it'll quit. If I don't run it on high, it'll try to quit on me. One of those good rotating things, you know. I think it gets to where it don't want to slow down on the hopper, and it won't feed the thing at on low. And usually it's cold out here. I gotta run it all the time anyway, so on high anyway. So. And the place holds heat real good, so I don't have to worry about that. In case anybody's wondering, we're just running some live stream today from the shop while we're in here working, testing out the live. And saying hi to anybody that might be out this early on YouTube. My brother's getting the pan off the 131 project, and I'm trying to get this gasket off the soft tail so that we can put a new gasket in it. And this gasket must be 100 years old because it ain't wanting to come off of here. And, doesn't look like it's been glued on or anything. It just looks like it's been in here since the birth of this motorcycle, and it don't want to come out.
Why does this gasket look like it don't belong with it? It's in permatex.
Because he had to have a deal put on it, one pan put on it, because the pan, those pans had a problem where the earlier ones, they made them stouter, but they had a problem where you tighten up the oil drain plug a little too tight, it would crack the pan, so he had to have another pan put on it. So that's why it's got permatex in there.
So they don't have a gasket for the pan itself?
Yeah, there's a gasket for it, but I guess somebody, I don't know who he had working on it, but they probably thought it needed Permatex, which is stupid. You never put Permatex.
Anywhere on the damn.
Don't put Permatex in your Harley motor, please. That's the biggest way to make one fail. That little piece of Permatex will break off in there. It'll get in the oil passage, plug you up. You won't know it, and you'll have bearings fail.
Spend the time on buying the right gasket.
There's only one place you ever use Permatex in a Harley motor, and that's if you have to split the cases. When you put those cases back together, there's no gasket with that. That's a metal-to-metal lineup. So you always be super careful with those gasket surfaces, and you'll run a line of bead silicone, run a bead of silicone in there, and I would suggest getting the high temp stuff and make sure it's fuel safe. Even though there's no fuel gets down there, you still got oil and stuff like that. So. Man, this gasket does not want to come out of here. Almost there though. I think they'd have a chemical that you might be able to spray on something and just eat the gasket right off. If they do, I haven't seen it yet. Looks like we're good all the way around finally. Go get the air hose in a minute and blow this thing out. And we'll finally be able to put the cover back on. gonna shut this live down for now. I don't know if anybody even got in. Kind of a bad time on YouTube for people to be in here looking around. So this is Dave from Iron Blackbird Cycles, and we'll get back to you one of the probably later on this afternoon when we're doing something interesting.